There we
All
go.
right, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
So good to see you and so good to speak to you finally. We've been
Like,
planning on this for some time.
bye.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Look at me still adjusting my seat.
I know. I'm like, okay, now I can actually see myself.
Right? Awesome. So I just want to give a quick welcome to the audience here. My name is Deb. I'm the CEO and founder of RoomPlays. And for today's Valentine's Day special, we've invited our absolute favorite guest speaker, Noel Jett from JettSetFarmhouse. Say
Hello.
hi.
Thank
Wonderful. Sorry, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure, absolutely. And it's an honor for us to have you on our show. I'll give a quick intro into what RoomPlays is. So at RoomPlays, we are a marketplace platform that's built to really empower women-led interior designers, design influencers, folks who are jumping into home decorating and really want a platform to meet folks around the world and start working with them. So our job here is primarily to empower powerful, awesome women like Noelle. Today, we're here to speak to Noelle about everything that is so fabulous about her wonderful home. Like I'm sure you guys know all about it. We can't wait to learn more about it. And there's a surprise for you guys. I'll give you a hint. Noelle is launching a couple of books that talks all about her home, her life, how she's gotten to where she is, her amazing relationship with her husband, her kids. So we'll get to that in just a second. But a quick welcome and a super warm welcome to Noelle. Please tell us everything about yourself. Everything we want to know.
Well, yeah, I am Noelle Jett. My husband and I and our 4 children live in St. Augustine, Florida. So yes, I'm sitting outside right now and I'm hot.
Jealous.
So for all of you in the snow and ice right now, I am so sorry. I wish it was a bit cooler here. So my husband and I, we met almost 12 years ago now. I was actually a single mama. I had recently gotten divorced when my youngest daughter at the time, Ava, she would have been 3 months old. So two tiny baby girls all on my own. And I met my husband through some mutual friends who thought that we would hit it off, and we did instantly. And he had never been married, had no kids, came into a ready-made family, and on like a champ.
That is amazing. I mean, look at where you guys have come in 12 years. I mean, that's a story to tell.
Yes.
Um, Thank you for sharing that. I mean, tell us a little.
Sorry,
Ask him to join us.
dog. My oldest walked down the stairs, and the dog she's a little tiny, well, not tiny, but spoodle, and she thinks that she's big and bad.
As they all do, don't they? Awesome. So Noel, tell us about, you built your home with your own hands.
Yes.
Tell us about the journey to where you are today.
So when I met Daniel, one of the first things that he shared with me is that he had dreamt most of his life that he wanted to build his own home with his own hands someday. And my father was a very hands-on type of person. He, remodeled my childhood home. Everything we did was with his own hands. So I loved that idea. I instantly was just enamored with it and couldn't wait to make it happen. So it became our goal immediately. And it took us
Wonderful.
longer than we expected to make it happen. It ended up taking a total of 7 years to find
Wow.
it and get everything into place and make it happen. But looking back, it was just the perfect timeline, and everything was happened the way it was supposed to be and brought us to the timing we were supposed to be at. And we had never built a home. My husband is a contractor, but he does more like finish work. So he does like restoration. If you have a flood or a fire, they come in and tear everything out, clean it out, and put it back.
Wow.
Or
Wow.
like tile and flooring. So he
Okay.
had never framed a wall, done a stem wall, dug footers, anything that you need to build a home. Like, of course, it came in
Wow.
finish work, but in the beginning, we were clueless. So we did so much research, YouTube, reading, talking to people, anything we could get our hands on to learn what we needed to do to make it happen. And everything just fell together. We ended up doing everything except for the rough plumbing, the spray foam insulation, the roofing, and part of the siding. So it was a lot of work.
That's a lot of things I would not have even known needs to be done. See? That is amazing. I mean, that it just speaks. I mean, 7 years in the making. I think we can see the thoughtfulness and the effort. It's just, I mean, it shows in your home, and we are waiting. I know we're going to do a home tour in a bit, and I can't wait. So, I'd love to learn a little bit more. So I was divorced myself. I divorced quite young as well, and I everyone's journey is unique. But when I met my husband, it was similar. It was just, you just knew that there's good things coming your way. Like, this is your opportunity, right? I want to know a little bit more, being a single mom and sort of launching this partnership with your husband, not just to build a home and a family together, but to actually build a home.
Yes.
What's that journey? Tell us a little bit more about just your partnership with your husband.
So everyone warned us going in, you guys are going to end up divorced. And I'm pretty sure like next to I've like and maybe like, an affair or something like that. It is one of the top reasons couples get a divorce, because of building a home together. Because it is so stressful. There are so many decisions that have to be made. You get decision fatigue so badly. The money is tight. You're trying to stretch every dollar to make everything happen. He has his priorities. I have my list of priorities. We were just warned from everyone, like, this is going to cause some major issues. Surprisingly, we got into 2 fights. 2. One was on the septic tank, and one was about the cold. I was right on both. Let's just, for the record.
The wife is right, usually. The wife is usually right on all counts. So.
But he's not, so I was right. We have a very similar sense of style and a very similar work ethic. So I think we just worked really well together. And we just have some things that we did that we share with others about how to make it go more seamlessly. One major one is to expect issues. So many people go into projects and they think like, oh, this is just going to be easy. Like, I picked out all my materials, contractor, I have all these things lined out. This is going to go great. That's amazing. I want that for everybody, but it's not reality. Things happen. Orders get messed up. Materials get broken. Timelines get changed. But if you go into the project expecting issues, when they happen, instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pull my hair out, this is messing up our timeline, you're like, oh, here's that issue we expected. I mean, like, I'm so glad to get one of these issues on, right? Because we're probably gonna have 5 of them, and this is it. We're done with one of them. So we went into it with that mindset. We went into it with a common goal, what we're trying to accomplish for our family, and I think that common unity and that bond helped us to do it smoothly and successfully.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. And I think that's good. That's really good advice to a lot of us. I mean, no matter what projects you take on, building a home together, even deciding, for a lot of people who are deciding on a home to buy, that itself is, causes contention, debates, and things. So I think knowing that there can be challenges that you expect, and it's probably going to put your relationship at test. So be prepared mentally to sort of lean in and really sort of look forward to it and resolve it together. I think that's wonderful advice. Wonderful advice. Awesome. So I'm going to ask you a little bit more about, tell us a little bit about who you share your space with. Who else is part of your home?
Yep. So, come on. You get to be in this. So this is our dog, Bailey.
Oh my God. Hi. My dog name's Bailey too.
Really? So this is our dog. And okay, quick story about the dog. So my children wanted a dog forever. And until they were old enough to know differently, my husband told them he was allergic. And then they figured out that they were hypoallergenic dogs. And they were like, Dad, that doesn't work anymore. But he was not having it. So together and connived. She bought a dog, kept it for 6 months and trained it, and then gave it to the kids for Christmas. And now he loves it. Find him like snuggling with it on the couch. Like, he loves Bailey.
Oh, I mean, how can you not love Bailey?
And then children, our oldest daughter Isley is 15, Ava's 12, Aya is 7, and Crew is 4. And homeschool, so we are usually all here. I sent them out of the house for this, but usually we are all here working on school, doing projects together, doing life as a family. My husband usually works from home. I work from home. So it's usually all of us right here all day long. So that is why it was so important to design our home with functionality in mind. We knew that if there was not a place for everything and everything kept in its place, we would lose our minds.
Yeah, and I that is like, you have pets, you have 4 kids, you guys yourselves are unstoppable. Like, tell us, I mean, for the rest of the world, what are your maybe tips for sort of, home organization, or even advice for, like, parents who are really trying to manage, like, everyone wants their homes to look like that Pinterest, pristine home. What are some of your tips?
And I'm not going to lie. Our old home was built in, I think 87. It was very small, very choppy. We lived there for almost 7 years. And then we lived in a camper on 2 different occasions. So we've been in the environment where we didn't have the space and the well thought out pantry and the well-designed cabinetry. We have been in those positions. So I know that it is hard. When you don't have a well-designed home, it is hard to keep things organized and feel like you're on top of things. It's not easy. So yes, having a new home, having everything perfectly planned, and 5 extra storage closets upstairs, those things make it so much easier. But I know it's not a reality for everybody. And it was at one point in my life. I cooked out of a little 3-foot pantry for 6 years. So in the functional organization as you possibly can, a place for everything. Pencils, they go right here in this cubby. Erasers go in that one. Like, there is a place for everything. We try to make sure it gets at the end of the night. And even, my 12 and 15-year-old, they do the dishes every single night. And I always joke that it's a scavenger hunt every time I cook in my kitchen, because I never know where they're going to put stuff. And it's just a constant battle to say, hey, girls, like, this stuff goes here in this position. Like, the pans go exactly like this. So it is an ongoing battle. It is not a thing that you look at Pinterest one time and you do it to your home and that's, it's not a TV show that's just, okay, I'm organized now. It is a day out process. Every day you're growing, you're getting better, your children are getting better. It is a goal that we are working towards, not something that just you wake up and just do it one day. And some people may be that way. Some people, it may be in their nature, and that is just how they are. And I love that for you. I'm not one of those people.
That is actually really helpful. And I'm actually seeing comments coming in about sort of, people are appreciating how transparent, you're being about the reality. Like, we all see the JettSetFarmhouse. We see how fabulous it is. But I think, you also admitting to some of the challenges that it takes to maintain that pristine home, right? It takes more than one person. It takes more than just Noel. It takes everybody in the family to make that happen.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, I'll not let you go until you tell me what you're doing for Valentine's Day. What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day?
We actually did something, well, not my husband and I, but I did something last night that was so much fun. We did a Galentine's, I guess. We had a chef come here and teach us how to cook this amazing course meal. There were 8 of us ladies, and she walked us through everything that she made and then served us out here on the back porch. It was so wonderful. So I don't know what Daniel.
You guys in Florida. Sorry, I think I cut you off. I didn't mean to. Tell me more. Sorry.
That was the dinner, and then the kids and I have been doing crafts and cooking all week. And right before I got on with you, our dining room table was covered with tie-dye paper towels that we're going to turn into roses. I was like, all right, I have 15 minutes. All this has to be cleaned up, put away, and you guys have to be out the door.
That is awesome. I mean, this is, I love how, Valentine's Day is so much more than just romantic. I mean, like, you're doing things with your girlfriends, you're doing things with your kids, and it's obviously with, with your spouse. I mean, it's, I like, in a way, I feel like this whole pandemic has made us realize and appreciate there's so much you can do just with the relationships you have at home. A fancy dinner is not the only way to sort of appreciate the occasion, I would say. So
Absolutely.
thank you. And I want to ask you about, this is the biggest thing that I think we want to learn about is, your upcoming book launch. So tell us all about it.
We are so excited. In a million years would I have ever thought I would be publishing a book, nonetheless 2 books. So it has been a whirlwind of a journey, but we are so excited. So one of the books is going to tell my life story. So
Okay.
I was raised in a small cult in Southwest Missouri, and very structured, religious, very fundamentalist home. And my dad was a preacher. So I grew up and like we were so poor. Oh my gosh, like absolute poverty and with 5 kids. And then when I was 12, source of income, no health insurance.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
But all of that instilled in me so many things, and a hard work ethic, a positive attitude, and ability to just overcome anything. So as of now, the book is called Tell Me I Can't. And my husband came up with that because he said that's my life motto. Tell me I can't, and I'm going to show you a way that I can. So we just tell so many different topics that women deal with, and ways that the world or other people's or even ourselves tell us that we can't do something, and ways we can overcome that, steps we can take, questions we can ask ourselves, things we can do to turn those no's into yeses. Wow. And the other book, as of now, is called Building Your Dream Home on a Budget. And it talks about lots of DIYs and just step-by-step guide for creating a home that you love. And it delves into some of the deeper, heavier hitters, like, how to frame your walls, but it also deals with things like how to make, a beautiful tablescape, which I have one right here beside me. I'll kind of span it over a little bit. So just how to create, something like this, just a simple, beautiful tablescape. So it'll have timelines in there and calendars and checklists and all kinds of fun things. If you're building, DIYing, renovating, whatever you're doing with your home, that hopefully everyone will find helpful.
I'm on that list. Tell us when it's coming out.
Hopefully spring of 22. The pandemic has slowed the entire book industry down to a screeching halt. So it has been a very long process, but hopefully spring of 22.
That is exciting. And Noelle, I mean, I didn't know, about your background, and I can't wait to read all about it. But you are, I am inspired. Your home and your lifestyle and like what we see day to day in itself is inspiring, but knowing how open you're being, and about, you're being so vulnerable, and you're amazing. I'm sorry. I'm having chills as you were talking about it. I cannot wait to read more about, your journey, but you are so humble. You're such a nice person. I mean, who would know how,
all of that, like literally. I mean, it's when I met my husband, just little things, like he would be like, oh my gosh, I would never want to live in that house, like right on that busy road. And I would be like, oh my gosh, as a child, like I would have never even thought about a busy road. I would have just been like, that house is amazing. So like, I'm just so grateful for it's beyond my wildest dreams.
And you know what? This is just the beginning. I know it. And I'm hoping to see everything that, you're going to be doing for the many, many years to come. So I am excited. More power to you, woman.
Thank you. Inspire and motivate and provide this amazing platform for so many powerful women. I love it.
I'm happy to, and I'm glad that this is, bringing your story to the world, and hopefully many more. Awesome. So I don't want to keep you too long, but I will, like I said, I will not let you go without giving a home tour. So we want to see everything that you're willing to show us, DIYs, whatever you have. This is going to be the favorite part of my podcast.
I mean, it's going to be kind of hard with just the phone and walking around, but okay, I'm going to move this here. Okay, so we obviously live in Florida. So we found this piece of property. It wasn't even for sale, and we convinced these people to sell it to us. So it has these beautiful,
wow.
See it? So there's like these beautiful oak trees over here and a pond, and we're building this playhouse over, I can't tell my fingers pointed, over there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
entire house to look out over here, so we can watch our children play and all of that fun stuff. And then this is the screened-in back porch, which we use on the living in Florida. Maybe all but like 2 weeks out of the year, we have dinner out here every single night. So it is such a nice space to have. And the kids will schoolwork or whatever. And then this is the kitchen.
Oh, wow. I've been dying. Like, we posted this on Instagram today. I couldn't wait to see it live. Wow.
I'm trying to way that you can see the whole shot. So you can see the window here. This was my number one must have. Like, my husband and I each had our list of non-negotiables, and this I wanted a massive window over my kitchen sink. The foundation of the house until this window. And I'll take you in here. So this is my coffee
Beautiful.
station. That has my coffee machine, a microwave, and then this is the pantry.
Nice.
The much talked about.
Wow.
Pinterest.
Yes.
This is probably the room that's gotten the most love in our entire house.
That is organized as hell. Like, that is amazing.
Yes. Literally.
Amazing.
And some people will be like, well, where's the food? Like, all the drawers are full of food. All of these are full of food. That cabinet, all the jars, the boxes, everything is full of food. It's just neatly put away. So
that's genius. That's the genius here. Yeah. Noel, I think your Wi-Fi is dropping a little bit. Do you want to? Noel, I'm not sure if the Wi-Fi is dropping. I'm trying to catch a lot of it, but it's possible the Wi-Fi is dropping. So let's do this. Let's try another round, but
can you hear me?
I can, but I think as you're walking around, some of the Wi-Fi is dropping. So I'm wondering what we want to do.
I came up near the router and I'm standing still. No?
No, now it's good. But I think when you're walking around is when it's dropping.
I'll stay right here.
You know,
I won't move again. So basically, that's the foyer, laundry room right there, and then the master is in there. And then this is the living room.
Oh, look at that living room. Oh, that is gorgeous.
Thank you.
You know, that is good. I mean, thank you so much. I mean, I know there's a bit of trouble. I think what I would request, Noel, if it's okay with you, think about maybe just doing if you want to do a short video tour on your camera and then send it to us. So when we actually post this, we can stitch it together. And that way the whole tour will be together. Sorry, I can't hear you.
I will.
Awesome. I love that. Awesome. So, you know, firstly, thank you for taking it. I know it's not easy, so I really appreciate you taking the time to also not only meet with this group, but also to sort of share your home. I wanted to ask you any closing takeaways, any recommendations, advice, takeaways for this group?
So I think the biggest thing that my husband and I both would say is don't be afraid to follow your dreams and your passions. Whatever you want to achieve in this life is possible, even if it feels like if I look back, honestly, even 3 years, it's like, how did we accomplish this? Like, if you would have told me then, I would have told you there's no way. There's no way that happened. But it can. And don't be afraid to talk to other people, seek advice, seek encouragement, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, look for people that are excelling in that field or that whatever it is you're looking at. Listen to them, follow their advice, and think outside the box. That is something that's so big to us. Don't think that there's just this one traditional way to do something. If you want to make it happen, think outside the box. Figure out what else can I do to make this thing happen?
You are an inspiration. Both you, your husband, your family, you guys are an inspiration. And I cannot thank you enough for being part of this journey with us. I am so grateful for, even the opportunity, right, Noel? I mean, every time you speak to someone and you hear from them, you learn a little bit about them, and hopefully part of that comes with you, right? Like you take it back with you. I am extremely thankful for having you join us today. And I'm sorry, I know some of the Wi-Fi issues, but I don't want the home tour to be diminished because of Wi-Fi. So we will bring it into the final production. But thank you so much. And huge congratulations on your upcoming books. I'm registering right now to get on that wait list.
Thank you so much for having me. It has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and I really appreciate having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Noel. Have a wonderful Valentine's weekend, and say hi to Danielle and the kids.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Bye.